In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. But behind every battlefield, every dying world, every scream into the void, there is something older, something deeper: chaos. The Chaos Gods are not distant myths or tales to frighten children. They are real, they are eternal. And they are always hungry. They do not live in the material universe. They exist in the Imperium, the Warp, a swirling sea of psychic energy that mirrors the emotions, dreams, and nightmares of every sentient being. Wherever there is fear, anger, hope, lust, sorrow, ambition, the Warp ripples. And those ripples became waves, and those waves became gods. The Chaos Gods were not born in a single moment, but slowly shaped over eons. Sculpted by the darkest instincts of countless civilizations, feeding and growing in the shadows. Each one is a manifestation of a primal force, not just emotions, but extremes of emotion pushed beyond reason, beyond control. To understand them is to understand the corruptible nature of the soul. There are 4 of these gods, ancient and alien beyond comprehension. They do not walk the stars in flesh and blood, but in whispers, in madness, in dreams, and in the hearts of the weak and the powerful alike. They are worshipped in secret and in blood. They are feared by the Imperium, by the Xenos, by the stars themselves. This is their story. And it begins with the oldest god, the one who demands blood. Khorne, the blood god. Khorne is the first of the Chaos Gods, the eldest, the most primal. He is not born of subtlety or thought, but of raw, unrelenting violence. Rage without direction, bloodshed without mercy. He is fury given form, a god forged from the eternal scream of war. He sits upon a throne of skulls atop a mountain of bones, at the heart of a realm soaked in blood. His name echoes not only through the warp, but across the battlefields of real space, from the trenches of hive worlds to the shattered moons of lost crusades. To speak his name is to invite war. To kill in his name is to offer worship. Khorne cares not from where the blood flows, only that it flows. His creed is simple, brutal, eternal: blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. And yet there is structure to his madness. He rewards strength, courage, and the mastery of martial skill. Warriors who face their foes head-on, who reject cowardice and trickery, earn his favor. Berserkers, gladiators, executioners, even noble champions, all may fall into his grasp if they cross the line between discipline and slaughter. The World Eaters, once proud Astartes of the Imperium, now serve Khorne as howling madmen. Their butcher's nails implanted deep in their skulls, drowning out thought, silencing mercy, until only the hunger for blood remains. But Khorne is not mindless. He is order through conflict, discipline twisted into obsession, a duelist's honor turned into a butcher's doctrine. His followers of the Khorne reject psychic power and sorcery as cowardice. They see strength only in blade, fist, and fury. They fight with roaring chain axes and demon-crafted weapons, reveling in every scream they rip from their enemies. Across the galaxy, war never ends, and with every battle, Khorne grows stronger. He is not just a god of murder, he is the god of escalation, of vendetta, of vengeance unending. He is war without purpose, he is hate without end. But Khorne is only the first. Beyond his realm lies a garden of filth and despair, a place where decay blooms, and where death is not the end, but the beginning. Next, we meet Nurgle, the Plague Father. Where Khorne is fury, Nurgle is inevitability. He is the god of disease, decay, despair, and paradoxically of life, endurance, and grotesque joy. To the Imperium, he is a horror. To his followers, he is Father Nurgle, a bloated, jovial god who gifts not death, but release. Nurgle is born from fear, the fear of pain, of sickness, of mortality, but also from the acceptance of those things. He thrives not just in death, but in surrender. When all hope is lost and you smile anyway, that is where Nurgle finds you. He is not cruel in the way mortals define it. He does not mock. He does not punish. He embraces. In his garden of filth, rot grows like wildflowers. Flies buzz with glee. Life and death intertwine, inseparable and beautiful in their corruption. His realm in the warp is a festering paradise. Vines of entrails, bubbling swamps of pus, diseased rivers that sing lullabies. It is hideous. It is eternal. Nurgle's demons march not with rage, but with glee. The great unclean ones, massive, decaying avatars of their master, spread pestilence with open arms and infectious laughter. Plague-bearers count the infected like sacred numbers. Even the Nurglings, tiny, giggling creatures, crawl and dance in open wounds. To be touched by Nurgle is to rot, but never die. His worshippers do not fear infection, they treasure it. Their flesh sloughs away, their lungs fill with bile. Yet they laugh, they sing, they fight on, immune to pain, beyond fear. Because Nurgle's greatest gift is freedom from suffering, through total acceptance of it. The Death Guard are the embodiment of his will. Once noble Astartes, now walking masses of corruption, reeking with disease, their armor bloated and rusted. Their touch alone can collapse cities. Entire planets have fallen to Nurgle's gifts, not in a day, not with fire, but slowly, quietly, as crops failed, as sickness spread, as hope died in silence. And still they smiled, because Nurgle's power is not just in bodies, but in minds. He teaches that everything breaks, everything decays, and in that breaking there is peace. But just beyond the Garden of Despair, and something stirs. Ambition, change, madness. 1,000 voices whispering 1,000 futures, all false. The Changer of Ways is watching. Next, we step into the twisting realm of Tzeentch. Tzeentch is the god of change, of sorcery, of manipulation, fate, and forbidden knowledge. If Khorne is rage and Nurgle is decay, Tzeentch is motion, endless, shifting, unknowable. He is the Changer of Ways, the architect of fate. A god of contradictions, beautiful and terrible, cruel and benevolent, wise and deceiving. He does not speak directly, he guides with riddles, with dreams. With promises whispered in forgotten tongues, his very form is unstable, ever-changing, impossible to fully behold. Eyes shift into mouths, flames become wings. Time collapses into itself. Tzeentch feeds on ambition, the quiet hunger for more. A mortal's desire to rise beyond their limits, to control destiny, to bend reality to their will. Sorcerers, scholars, revolutionaries, and tyrants, all who seek forbidden truths may unknowingly open the door to him. But every gift from Tzeentch is a trap. His power comes through magic, psychic force, warpcraft, prophecy. Those who wield it risk mutation, madness, or worse. The mind is clay in his hands, and even the mightiest psychers are pawns in his grand design. The Thousand Sons were once a loyal legion of the Emperor, obsessed with mastering knowledge and preserving minds. But in their thirst for forbidden lore, they struck a dark bargain and were damned. Now they are haunted suits of armor, filled with dust and despair, their souls locked by a curse they sought to escape. Tzeentch rewards brilliance, but punishes stagnation. In his name, even triumph turns to tragedy. His demons are absurd and terrifying. The pink horrors split into blue horrors when destroyed, which then split again into brimstone horrors. Each death only multiplies confusion. Lords of Change tower with ancient wisdom and lies spun into prophecy. Nothing about Tzeentch is stable, nothing is true. Every lie hides a deeper truth, and every truth hides a greater lie. In Tzeentch's realm, there is no ground to stand on. Only shifting sand and the illusion of control. Even the Chaos Gods themselves cannot predict his next move. But one force remains, not chaos, not logic, desire. Beyond change lies temptation, beyond ambition lies obsession. And from those hungers was born the last of the four. Now we descend into beauty, indulgence, and horror. Now we face Slaanesh, the Dark Prince. Slaanesh is the youngest of the Chaos Gods, and in many ways the most terrifying. Where the others embody rage, decay, or change, Slaanesh is the god of excess, of pleasure, of perfection pushed beyond sanity. They are called the Dark Prince, the Lord of Excess, the She Who Thirsts, and they were born in an apocalypse. Long before the Imperium, before the rise of man, the Eldar ruled the galaxy. Their empire was vast, ancient, and decadent beyond belief. As their mastery of technology and the warp grew, so too did their hunger for sensation. Art, lust, pain, indulgence. Nothing was enough. They built temples to experience. They created gods in their own image. They lost themselves. And then Slaanesh awoke. In a single moment, the god was born. And the Eldar were destroyed. Their souls were ripped from their bodies. Worlds were silenced. Stars trembled. The psychic scream of Slaanesh's birth tore open the warp, creating the Eye of Terror, a scar across reality itself. Since then, the Eldar have lived in fear. They carry soul stones to preserve their spirits, lest Slaanesh devour them at death. For Slaanesh is not only the god of pleasure, they are the eternal hunger behind desire. Once they claim you, there is no escape. Slaanesh is perfection incarnate, shifting between male and female, beauty and horror. Their followers don armor gilded in gold and jewels, but fight with sadistic elegance. Pain and pleasure are the same in their eyes. To serve Slaanesh is to crave, to never be satisfied, to sacrifice anything, anyone, to feel something again. The Emperor's children, once a noble legion of the Adeptus Astartes, fell furthest. Their obsession with sonic weapons, genetic mutation, and artful slaughter turned them into monsters who revel in killing as performance. Slaanesh's demons are graceful and grotesque. The Keeper of Secrets towers with sensual menace, whispering temptations that unravel minds. The mask dances across battlefields, leading enemies into frenzies of lust, grief, and despair. But not all who serve Slaanesh do so knowingly. A singer who chases the perfect note. a craftsman who sacrifices their soul for beauty, a killer who enjoys their work just a little too much. Each takes a step toward the Dark Prince. Slaanesh does not force you to follow, they let you want it. And that is the most dangerous path of all. The Chaos Gods are more than demons in the dark. They are the mirror of mortal existence, twisted, yes, but rooted in truth. Each god represents a part of us and of all sentient life. Rage, fear, ambition, desire. When these emotions burn too brightly, they reach across the veil. Khorne, Nurgle, Tzeentch, Slaanesh. They are not foreign invaders. They were born from the warp, yes, but shaped by us. They are echoes of our choices, our failures, our humanity. The Imperium calls them evil, heresy, corruption. And yet, how many worlds have been lost to pride? How many soldiers fueled by vengeance? How many leaders seduced by control? To fight chaos is to fight the very essence of what makes us feel. It is to resist not a foe, but a reflection. And chaos fights back. Entire legions have fallen. Noble Astartes twisted into monsters. Planets turned into shrines. Sectors plunged into war and madness. Even the most faithful are not immune. For all it takes is one moment, one whisper to open the door. The Inquisition burns worlds to contain it. The Sisters of Battle chant prayers to drown it. The Grey Knights carve runes into their flesh to resist it. And still, chaos spreads. Because it does not simply destroy, it tempts, it understands. And it waits. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. But behind every war, that's chaos is watching. It does not care if you serve it, only that you break. So the question is not, will you fall? The question is, how long can you hold on?